Hey everybody, how are you? I thought it was going to become spring, but as I look out my window right now, there are flurries of snow. It's not April in Minnesota without a few inches of snow. Warm sunny days are going to have to wait, and we're going to have to hunker down here for a little bit longer. So we know we have whole numbers and decimals, decimals being part of a whole. And no, not holes like Stanley Yelnats at Camp Green Lake. We are talking about whole with a W at the beginning. Like, I can't believe I ate the whole pizza. When we talk about whole numbers, we're talking about regular numbers that you've known about and you've known how to count since before you were old enough to come to school. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 75, 76, 77, 94, 127, 10,123. All of those are whole numbers. They're just regular numbers. But as you've seen, sometimes whole numbers aren't exact enough. Sometimes something might cost $9.38 or $12.57. The 57 cents being 57 hundredths of a dollar. And the same thing is true for the race on the YouTube video at the beginning of this slideshow. For a race as short as the 100-meter dash, we of course use whole seconds, but we also use tenths and hundredths of a second. As you can see, the winner had a time of 9 and 58 hundredths of a second. Using a clock like this for the 100-meter dash would not be a good idea, because the runner in first place and the runner in second place both finished with a time between 9 and 10 seconds. We need to know the exact difference between the runner in first place and the runner in second place. It's those tiny fractions of a second that matter in a close race. Now this stopwatch is much more effective for timing a race like the 100-meter dash. Here you'll see whole seconds, and here you'll see hundredths of a second. So as you can see, we're counting up second by second, but as I stop around 9 seconds, the difference between 9 seconds and 19 hundredths of a second, and 9 seconds and 49 hundredths of a second, 9 seconds and 86 hundredths of a second, can mean the difference between winning and losing a race. These pieces of a whole second matter very much in a close race. So as you'll see, we often combine whole numbers with decimals. Let's take a look at this place value chart. Right here you can see that we can read the decimal point as and. So if I have the number 934, here's my decimal point. I have 5 tenths of a whole and 6 hundredths of a whole, which is the same as 56 hundredths of a whole. I would read my number as 934 and 56 hundredths. The decimal point is read as and. 934 and 56 hundredths. Your independent work will look like this. You will convert decimals in word form. You will convert decimals in word form, such as this, 6 and 4 tenths, into decimals in standard decimal form. In standard decimal form simply means written as a number with a decimal point. So for 6 and 4 tenths, I would need 6 followed by a decimal point, followed by a 4 in the tenths place. Remember, the decimal can be read as and. 6 and 4 tenths. 6 is a whole number. 6 in the ones place. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of something. Followed by 4 tenths of something. 6 and 4 tenths. Think of this as running a race in 6 seconds and 4 tenths of a second. Each of these slides has a word form decimal written down, such as this, 1 and 63 hundredths. Each page has an audio button which links to a recording of myself reading each of those decimals in word form. Your job is to read or listen to the decimal in word form and then type it in standard decimal form using numbers and decimal points.